Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. So we have a bunch of Team Bardock members getting their EZAs right now. Today we will go ahead and look at Tora. Now Tora, I actually think seems like he could be a solid unit. He's not gonna be some game changer or savior or anything like that, but this is a all types support type unit, right? So Tora is giving all types 3 key, 30% attack and defense, definitely very good. And then he stacks as well. He infinitely stacks attack and defense. So with those two in mind, I could foresee this Tora having a lot of play. I don't know that I would quite say he's probably going to be like a red zone-ish character. I doubt that. Just because red zone is too hard too quickly. So it's like you might think like, oh, I'll go out there and stack up. It's like, nah, it's not gonna work like that. I mean, he certainly could potentially be like the 6th unit on the team, right? In the future, and maybe like Pure Saiyans gets a better leader skill, or Space Traveling Warriors gets a better leader skill, something like that, right? So let's go and take a look at how good our boy Tora is going to be. We have, what's fun, I think this is his ideal rotation, literally immediately. So Tora's at 100 and, yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. 150, what, in terms of his links are Team Bardock, Saiyan Warrior Race, Saiyan Pride, the Saiyan Lineage, Cold Judgment, that's a big one, defensive link. Then he has Prepare for Battle, and then finally Shattering the Limit. So, again, remember, Cold Judgment is what, 25% defense, that's huge. But again, this is basically Tora's ideal turn right here. So we should see Tora be able to go very, very crazy on this turn. Maybe. Remember, he's infinitely stacking attack and defense. So we're just going to continue to have him go crazy and crazy. Damn, we need Fasha to dodge. Because if Fasha dodges, the massive buff kicks in. And she didn't, you loser. 2.46 for Tora. That's so unfortunate. If Fasha dodges, she activates her massive support buff. So, we could have seen Tora hit much higher on that first turn if Fasha had actually gone ahead and given us the dodge. Now, one thing about Tora does have one condition in his passive. If there is 3 low-class warrior category allies on the team, Tora will restore 15% HP when HP is 85% or less. Certainly can be solid. The problem is that low-class warrior is definitely one of the worst teams in the game, like worst categories. If you go through the category, in terms of like good units on the low-class warrior team, you have version Z LR Goku, right? I mean, maybe, I guess, these Team Bardock EZAs, I do think that they have value in a number of stages, right? So you definitely could say that they're looking pretty good, right? Like Tech Raditz maybe could be like, okay. Again, version Z LR Goku, he's quite good. AGL Turles after ZZA will be okay, but low-class warrior is just basically a shit team. But, remember, Turles is on there. AGL Turles gets a ZZA. I'm predicting he's going to be one of the best units in the game. Do they have to go so far out of their way to make him not like a ridiculously top-tier unit? So I just see Turles being an absolute dominating animal once that EZA does come in. And I also am really expecting, there's a pretty good chance, I think, of as soon as, we get, a Dokkan Fest Bardock, I think from his final stand against Frieza, the TV special, and then they can, give us, banner units, like a Shugesh and Tora, and a, Borgos and Fasha, resembling what they did with the Ginyu Force. I think Team Bardock could become a top-tier team in the game, seriously. I do think so. And it would be very, very interesting if that would occur. All right, so here we go. Our defense has gone down a little bit because I believe Great Ape Tora, if I'm not mistaken, you only give attack? Yeah, 3 key, 30% attack is what he does right here. What do we got right here? So we have everything active again except for Cold Judgment. Let me take a look at the teams we might be running Tora on. What characters could we be running him on a team with in which we would be able to activate Cold Judgment? Because Tora's teams... Right, so he has, that is Team Bardock. Then he has Low Class Warrior, Pure Saiyan, Space Traveling Warrior, and then Storied Figures. I know Pycon is a Cold Judgment character on Storied Figures. Tapion would be as well. like, those are characters that would be unsword figures, right? It would be those kinds of characters. I guess, like, if there's any space-traveling warrior-type characters, so maybe, like, the Sulza Cooler's Armored Squadron card. Cold Judgment's not the greatest on him, but, you know, we'll see how it might play out in the future. Okay, again, if Fasha gets even one dodge, we're going to get a massive support buff from her for Tora. Tora's at 148k defense. You can see that his defense, it's just... He does stack, which is going to be cool, but it's not going to be very fast stacking. Did Fasha get a dodge in? There, okay, yeah, we did. Okay, she did. That first attack, she did dodge. All right, so Tora's at 3 million right there. I mean, honestly, like, 3 million with his support is good. I just do wish he was a little bit better defensively. I feel like this guy, like, this Tora, I would love this Tora. He didn't need to do any damage whatsoever. Again, I feel like this Tora, to me... He could have done 0 damage. I would have had no problems whatsoever. Like a 1 million attack stat. If he just could have a little bit better defense, that's what I would like. I like the concept, like the idea of support units is just so important. But the problem is that we don't want support units who are getting, like, you know, just crushed. I feel like it's more important that support units have good defense than that they have good offense. Because the offense they're providing to the team is the buffs they're going to give to superior characters anyway, right? Okay, so we have this rotation right here. We're up to 200k defense. Keep in mind that Bojack is giving a massive Space Traveling Warrior support type buff right here. Just with Fasha, we have everything except for Cold Judgment. Okay, again, if we get the dodge, we're going to see some impressive stats. After this turn, we're on turn 7. I'm going to cut. I'm gonna cut. We'll come back on, like, turn 15 or so. And we'll see what sort of stats Tora has built up to. Again, Tora's a pretty basic unit, so in terms of the showcase, there's not really too much to show or do. But, you know, I mean, you could see he puts up reasonable attack stat numbers for being a free-to-play support type unit. Again, his defense could be a bit better, but I like what we're seeing, dude. This is a second transformation already. Are you kidding me? But this Tech Tora seems pretty good. I think I could see myself using him quite a bit with that nice support ability of his. Alright, so let's go and see what we get on this turn. So here we are on turn 15. We, of course, have a nice little setup for our boy Tora, but he's only up to 271k defense. I mean, that's, like, okay. You know, again, not to be too Mr. Negative Nancy thinking about red zone and stuff like that, but it's like, we're on turn 15, right? It's like, yeah, I mean, maybe if you do some sort of, like, again, pure Saiyan turtle setup, potentially. Our defense is higher than, you know, we're definitely above 300k now, though. And then, of course, he's going to super attack and then stack defense again. So, yeah, the Tora seems pretty good. I think between his stacking, his all types support, I do think, again, if there's, like, some sort of setup where he could look, you know, potentially run well in, like, the red zone or other difficult content, Legendary Vegeta event or something like that, you know, and maybe better low-class warriors come out in the future, we definitely could see that heal be effective as well. Let me just run one more team. We'll just do, like, a quick pure Saiyan run, and then we'll finish up. But, yeah, Tora seems solid. Definitely a solid EZA that they gave us, for sure. All right, guys, so here we go. Both runs have had Tora starting out in slot 7, of course. So this would be our first turn right here. 136k defense he has. He does link up very well with LR Bardock. I mean, see, that's one of the big things. What Tora is going to do to LR Bardock. Bardock will be able to put it... Like, this is a crazy turn for LR Bardock. So it's like, you know, again, we do want to show what Tora is capable of doing. But I also, you know, want to show that, like, hey, he could do this for LR Bardock. So here's Bardock starting the turn out with 24 Kiba. Alright, so let's go ahead and see. Remember, Tora is supporting the whole rotation, stacking defense. He seems pretty good. We'll probably make this the last turn, but honestly, I'm pretty impressed. I could see myself using Tora quite a bit. Alright, Bardock. What is Bardock going to drop, like a 10 mil? Yeah, 9.29. Pretty good. Yeah, so Tora can help make Bardock look very silly, so that's cool. I'll take the 9 milli by LR Bardock right there, for sure. Alright, guys, this is Total Invasion Tora. His leader skills low-class warrior category key 3 and 77% of stats, or tech type key 3 and 50% of stats. His super attack is the Flame Bullet, which stacks attack and defense, does supreme damage to the enemy, and then greatly lowers enemy defense. His passive skill, Precise Charge, gives him 150% attack and defense at the start of turn. Then he gives all allies 3 key and 30% attack and defense. Then he gives Team Bardock category allies an extra 10% chance to crit. I do like this, that they let him just have all types support, right? Like all allies. No super class restriction, extreme category, nothing like that. I do feel like the Team Bardock category part of the support ability, the 10% chance to crit, maybe could have been a little bit higher, but I mean, you know, it's nice to give Team Bardock a little extra something, right? And then finally, this unit is very basic, but finally he does recover 15% HP whenever HP is 85% or less, and there's 3 or more low-class warrior category allies on the team. Tora himself would count as 1. So, you know, you toss a Bardock on there, and then you'd only need, like, 1 more. That's why, like, if Dokkan Fest Bardock gets a, like, if that happens, right, like, you know, from the final stand against Frieza, which will at some point, and, you know, then, you know, Team Bardock could become a really good team. It'd be interesting. Tora's links are Team Bardock, Saiyan Warrior Race, Saiyan Pride, Saiyan Lineage, Cold Judgment, Prepare for Battle, and Shattering the Limits. 12 key multiplier, 135%. There's no EZAs I think Tora will excel in to help you get Zenny. And then finally, Tora's on a few different category teams. He is on, of course, the Team Bardock team. He's over here on Low Class Warrior, which needs a lot of help. Then he's down here on the Pure Saiyan team. Probably the best category roster in the game right now. Then right here, he is on the Space Traveling Warrior team. Definitely looking pretty good. And then finally, he's on Storied Figures. So something like Low Class Warrior and Storied Figures could become like really solid teams. Again, if they do like, you know, what they did for the Ginyu Force, they just do for Team Bardock. So let me know what you guys think of EZA Tora. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.